Going to be a good ride today. Yeah, we're back on the west side of the mountains. Remember a couple of weeks ago, or a couple rides ago, actually, we did the Sammamish River Trail. We're going to add on to that today. Hi, I'm Arnie, and this is eBike Advocate. And here we talk e-bikes, we go for rides, we do reviews. If you're into any of that, why don't you consider subscribing? Just click that big red subscribe button, click the bell icon so you won't miss anything. Give us a thumbs up, make comments, share, all of that is appreciated. So today we are in Bothell, Washington at Blythe Park, and we are going to ride the Burke Gilman Trail into Seattle, one of my favorite cities. And it's kind of a mix of suburban and urban riding. It's going to be an interesting one. So let me unload here in a second and we'll get going. Thanks for coming along. And here is the official start of the Burke Gilman Trail. And we're right along the river. It's awesome, really peaceful, except that a woman right behind me, even not even that close, her voice just carries a mile. There are a lot of people out for a Monday morning. So it's going to be a little bit slower ride today. Not just because of that, but on the Burke Gilman, because it is much more suburban, urban trail. There are a lot of crossings, driveways, streets, that kind of stuff. And so it's going to make for a slower ride today, which is okay. Not that we don't go all that fast anyway when we're riding together. The last couple of days, I've been re-watching Ryan Van Duzer. Great YouTube channel if you haven't found it already. I'll put a link in the description for you so you can go there and check it out. I've been watching his videos, particularly the series, the playlist Love Cycles. Back in 2018, with his then girlfriend, they rode cross country from Astoria, Oregon to New York City. And it's 30 some episodes, and I just kind of vegged out on that over the weekend. And it was really inspiring. Boy, it's all I've been doing for the last several hours since getting up, and after finishing that last night. How could I'd love to do that. I did the West Coast, or at least part of it, back in, 1977. I was still in Bellingham going to school up there, and so anyway, yeah, God, that was a long time ago. Took off from Bellingham, actually went up to Blaine, to the Canadian border in Blaine, and rode from there down the Pacific coast, and actually stopped in Sausalito. I broke down, and I didn't have the money to fix the bike. I was doing that on a shoestring. It's hard to imagine how little money I had when I was doing that with a friend of mine. Anyway, getting back to Ryan Van Duzer, it's a great series. I can do without the part where they're asking for love advice from people along the way, but oh well. It's a great series. If you're interested in doing a ride like that, it's well worth watching. And he's got some other ones too. Even though he does back, or I don't know what to call it, off-road bike packing, which doesn't hold any interest for me. I love to watch it. All right, so I mentioned that we were at Blythe Park in Bothell, Washington, and this area is very busy, suburb of Seattle, and we're right along, I believe it's 522, I'm not positive. Yeah, 522. And it's a major strode. There's no question about it. 5 lanes of traffic, actually more than that if you consider what looks to be a bus lane possibly, although I don't see any bus symbols on it. This is nice, going straight ahead, tunnel under the street, makes for a lot more enjoyable ride through. You don't have to wait for that, all that traffic up there on that intersection. So this is really nice. You can tell already, and we've only been on the Burke Gilman for just a little while, it's a popular place to ride, not just for recreation, but people use it to commute. It's 18 plus miles end to end. So we're going to be doing a minimum of 36. I'm not sure exactly how many miles. You know, I know it's 18 plus. We may end up taking some little detours or something like that. Got quite the headwind this morning. So to the left is the northern part of Lake Washington. And Lake Washington is huge. I don't know just how big it is. Maybe I'll look it up when I get home, but it's massive. Notice the green and white stripes. Seattle has really tried to build up their bicycling infrastructure, particularly downtown. We are passing Log Boom Park right now. And maybe one day we'll stop in. I understand that, yeah, this part right here, this is all new. They've just expanded the park, built this. I think it's a boathouse. Girls got to be cold down there. You can see all the nice extension of it, walking path down there. It's all right along the water. And then it comes back up onto the trail. As you can imagine, the houses that are built along here are multi-million dollars. You know, and when you would say multi-million dollars not that many years ago, you would expect, you know, mansions and what have you. Well, the houses along here they're nice houses, but mansions they are not. I'm sure they're very, very nice inside, but none of them are very big. I mean, they're not huge, let's put it that way. Ooh, almost ran over a squirrel there. That would have been an unhappy thing. At any rate, multi-million dollars. All right, what do we have here? Okay. We are now in the town of Lake Forest Park, another in a series of burbs. They all run together. But I was talking about the price of houses in Seattle. It's an expensive place. I think the average price of a house now in Seattle is at $1 million, somewhere near that anyway. So I suppose compared to places like San Francisco, it's still inexpensive. It's just, it's not something that the average person can afford to get into. It's beyond me how anybody buys a house anymore, first time house. It's just amazing. I've mentioned in previous videos that my wife and I are retired teachers, and we used to live in Seattle and moved back so she could be closer with her kids in Yakima, who we don't see at any rate. So we used to live in Seattle and left here in 2003. And every once in a while, I shouldn't say every once in a while, always we talk about moving back because we love being here. But truth is, retired teachers don't move into Seattle unless there's a big inheritance or something, or they were really smart in the markets or something. you have to admit, I think, that this is just a really, really nice ride through here. Really green. The only thing that's not so cool is the abandoned, well, I guess there may not be abandoned. I suppose they could be riding them out of here. The Lime bikes and scooters left along the way. Green, lush, just some places it's so thick with growth. Look at how that tree is leaning over, that it just blocks out the sunlight. There are parts of the path that are a little bit rough with tree roots. But for the most part, it's pretty darn smooth. And, oh! Some people really, really cook along this trail. Speed limit is 15. I'm doing 16, 17. We've kind of lost a lot of the walkers and the like. And the minute I say that, we come upon somebody. But it has definitely thinned out. We're in the home of Seattle, in the home of rad power bikes. Although we won't be anywhere near their headquarters and their store. I don't know, I've heard that they have a store in Berkeley or something. I could be wrong. We're trying to avoid some of the routes here. Looks like somebody was in here trimming all the undergrowth, or whatever you want to call this, on the right side of the trail. Maybe the city, probably the city. I imagine some places along the trail it does get pretty overgrown. I love it when the streets get the stop signs and not us. That's as it should be. Looks like a couple of doodles. We have a doodle. We have a Bernie doodle, just about a year and a half old, and bought a trailer when she was little to pull behind. There's a cargo bike. That's very cool. To pull behind the bike so she could go with me around Yakima. Well, that didn't work. She is so timid. She's afraid of just about everything. And even as a little puppy, she was bouncing around inside that trailer. And now she's around 70 pounds. I can't even imagine that the trailer would stay upright. Not to mention the annoyance of her barking and whining. It's really unfortunate. Wow. She looked like she was in pain, but she was doing it. Pretty rough through here. Wow. Haven't seen very many tandems recently. That's just not something I ever thought would be any fun. Particularly for the person in back. I just can't imagine my wife riding behind me. You know, I've mentioned before I'm 6'8" and I'm 260 something. So for her at 5'5", I block out the sunlight. She actually stands in my shadow to get out of the sun sometimes. So can you imagine what that would be like for her to ride on a tandem behind me? I think that it's safe to say that would be a big no. On her part. Right, a little yield here. See, I don't get it. Earlier on we had the green cycling crosswalks, or shouldn't call it crosswalks, I suppose, if it's a green cycling thing, but then all of a sudden they disappear. Have they just not gotten to it yet? So we're riding a lot in the shade today, so should be getting a pretty good idea of the brightness of the front lamp on the Ex-Nito, or however it's called. I will be making a video of this helmet, and I have said that before, but after my wife has had her next total knee replacement surgery, I'll be making that then, which is next week, by the way. So and I just got in another new product that I'm pretty doggone excited about. That's going to be coming up soon also. Now, we are somewhere right down below us, you can't see it, is Magnuson Park. And I believe at one time it was a naval base, but I wouldn't want to put any money on it. This part of Seattle is called Sand Point. Lots of apartments and townhouses and what have you. Okay, major street apparently we're stopping. That's another thing you don't see a lot of, Nordic walking sticks. We have some, we've used them a lot. Another doodle of some sort, much more relaxed than ours. Okay. I had forgotten how much of the trail was in shade. Certainly not working on my tan today. Almost this whole time has been a gradual uphill. So the return is going to be quicker. Of course, you won't be with me on that part because I never show the return trip on an out and back, which most of my rides are out and back. Whoopsie. I think I missed, yep. I think there was an arrow back there. Yep, I think it's... Okay, if you're coming this way, pay attention. There's this little split here and the arrow points up. And if you're not paying attention, like me, you will miss it. Not sure why they did this, but oh well. And here it is again. I don't mind it that it's split, although it is very narrow. There's no way anybody's going to pass on this little bit here. And the branches need to be trimmed. All right, where are we? 40th Avenue. It says stop, so we're stopping, sort of. Continuing on. Getting fairly close to the U, I believe. University of Washington, I mean, when I say the U. U District, half a mile. Burke Gilman Tap Room and Beer Garden. Might have to try that on the way back. If I do, I'll take the camera with me. And so, yes, we're getting very close to the University of Washington. The trail gets much, much busier. It stands to reason as you get close, more construction going on. I actually see the top of the Space Needle from there. You won't, well, I'll see if I can get it to show up when I edit. Kind of doubt it though. Lots of people out enjoying the morning today. Poodles. That one doesn't seem to want to walk. Somebody riding a Rad Mini, I believe. And let's see, what was I saying? We're close to the U, I mentioned that. Okay, I have to be very, very comfortable. To my left, down in the little valley down there. Yeah, be careful here. Most people are really aware at that spot, but you never know. I was going to say that just right to the left, can't see it anymore, is a great place to go shopping. It's called University Village. And what was once a dumpy little mall years and years ago has become quite a nice shopping experience. Restaurants, and it's outdoors, you know, it's not like a mall where you are stuck inside. And yeah, university housing is here, and this is 25th. We're gonna go right across. Oops. And continuing on. Don't recognize that one. That was a cargo bike of sorts. Might have been a turn. Oh, somebody's got something in her eye. That's too bad. And that's the reason for wearing sunglasses, even if it's not a particularly sunny day. What's for breakfast? French fries. Oh, quite the climb up that place. Okay, stop. Nope, we can go. Lots of traffic on the street below. I don't know if we'll have an open space, but to the left is all the sports facilities for the University of Washington. Heck Edmondson Pavilion, although I don't know if it's still called that or not. That was when I was much younger. I think it might be called Alaska Airlines Pavilion or something now. And football stadium is over there. The rowing facility, and to my right, up on the hill, which you'll probably get to see part of in a little bit later, is the university itself. Now there it is, Alaska Airlines Field and the arena. And let's see, what else is there to talk? Oh, it would be so cool if the light rail would come along right about now, but I don't think that's going to happen. Don't think we're going to be lucky enough for that. You know, this is so good. I only have one complaint. I wonder if you can imagine what my complaint is about the path itself. I wish it was painted, or better yet, built into the pavement red, like in the Netherlands. Now, not everything over there is red, but a lot of it is, and it makes it so so good for riders and pedestrians, because you know where you are. So yeah, we're riding through the southern part of the campus, and we're going. Kind of makes you nervous a little bit. All right. Kind of a bummer. There's no big button. That was a surprise, popping out of the bushes like that. That's about the way that I would run if I still ran. All right. Looks like she runs a lot. Oh yeah, crossing underneath I-5. Peeking through all this, whatever this power plant, you can see the Space Needle. And you can see the skyline of the city, which is very cool. It has grown up so much, my God. And that's Lake Union. Latona Street near where we used to live. There's a great pub, the Latona Pub on the corner of 65th and Latona. Oops, don't want to be on that. Oh man, so gorgeous. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a plane coming in for a landing. On Lake Union. There's a lot of things to see when you're riding along here, but you do need to keep your wits about you. There's big thorns hanging down. People ripping by on their rad bikes. And all right, where do we go here? Straight ahead. Okay. We are now passing Gasworks Park as we head into the Fremont area.
Down to the ferry.
Dead ahead is the Aurora Bridge. Pretty narrow through here. Where I'm right now says it's for walkers, and can't even see the line, but obviously people don't really pay a heck of a lot of attention to it. Oops, almost got caught by raspberry bushes. Morning. I know we're supposed to be going over there. I'm just not exactly sure what is the best way to get there. I see it. Well, truth is, I'm not sure that I did this right or not, but oh well. Not doing much talking. I'm concentrating on where I'm supposed to be going, because this is all new to me. All right, so we're gonna go straight and veer over. That's weird, very weird. We're in the land of rad. There's another, like maybe that's not one. Okay, sharp turn. Okay, we're headed to Ballard. Fremont is the town that we were just fought our way through, and it's a pretty funky place, or at least it used to be. You know, the thing is that so much of Seattle has gentrified, I guess you'd say, and so the places that, like Fremont and Ballard, are losing their character as more and more people move in. You know, it's, oh, I want to live in Ballard, or I want to live in Fremont. Well, then developers come in and tear down the interesting places and put up now you can see part of Seattle's homeless problem right here. You know, it's pretty sickening, I don't normally talk politics. It's just not what this channel is about, but it bugs the hell out of me. We've got a homeless problem. Everybody knows that. And then the Republicans or I should say MAGA-ists, blame it all on liberals and what have you, Democrats. Yet, I've never heard any of them offer a solution. Lock them up. Tight squeeze through here. At any rate, in my opinion, it's not, no, I'm going to take that back. It is not a liberal versus conservative problem. Pretty industrialized down here. Fred Meyer that we used to shop at. All right, let's see what's happening here. Detour. Detour. Tights. Hi. I'm lost too. I'm from Yakima, so I don't know. Thank you. Well, let's see. Lots and lots of construction here. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but it really makes this whole thing pretty confusing. Thanks. All of a sudden, seeing more and more rads. Headquarters is not that far away from here, up one of these streets. Been to it once or twice. For those of you that aren't from here, haven't ridden this way, we are now in what's called the missing link in the Burke Gilman Trail. And I'm not exactly sure where I'm supposed to be going. You can see right through here that there is no trail to speak of. And depending on how far somebody parks out or not, you might end up having to actually go out onto the street. Now there is a sidewalk over there, but I can't imagine that's where you're expected to ride. And then somebody puts free pallet sign right there. And this is a prime example of what could happen. Right now it's not too bad. Very little traffic. We're coming up to Market Street at the next light, and that's where the trail starts again. They've been working on that And from what I know, it's pretty good from here on out. Okay, we're going. All right. Oh, one of our favorite taverns, the Market Arm, is gone. Used to go there and have bangers and mash. I'm on your left. And my wife would have, oh gosh, what is that? Other British staple. Some kind of pie. What's it called? It has mashed potatoes on the top of it, and that's where the old Rad shop was. Right there, it's now a much bigger firehouse coffee place. I love seeing all the e-bikes over here. Such a variety of them. The Vio is an interesting looking rental. So one of the things that Seattle did for a while is they had little houses, and it was right across the street, and for some reason they're not there anymore. Somebody probably complained. We're going slow. As I said in last video, it's my preference. Now, when I say slow, I mean typically 15 miles an hour or so. And today we're going, oh, well, right now we're going 11 through this part of town. Ballard locks are off to the left. Great place to visit if you make it to Seattle. Here we are on 32nd. We had a townhouse just off of this street. We're going. Had a couple different places in Seattle before we moved out. That used to be a great restaurant. I don't know what it is anymore. Right on the locks. Oop. That was a turn. Boy, the train is pretty loud. So anyway, the one that we just passed with the Yeti child seat was a turn. Couldn't tell which one it was. And the guy who just passed me, riding a Specialized, not sure which one, Turbo maybe. Dogs always have that interesting look on their face when after they have left a load and you bend over to pick it up, they've got this sheepish look on their face and like, what are you doing? That's not for you. All right. This is Seaview Avenue Northwest that we're just coming to, and it runs right along the water, and Ray's Boathouse, if you're over in Seattle and you want to eat on the water, Ray's is a place that we still go to when we're in town, mostly for lunch. Sit outside on the deck and watch the boats go by, the occasional paddle boarders out there falling in. This is nice that that the Burke Gilman is up off of the street. Oh, I see cycling down there. Not sure, that's little kids again. Like the ride on, Okay, make a little 90 here. And we've crossed the tracks down across the street from across from Puget Sound. This is, I don't know if you can see through the, yeah, right there is Shilshole Bay Marina. We used to come down here on the weekends. There used to be a place, it was kind of a dive, to be honest. Served, you know, beer and burgers and nachos and stuff, but it was right on the water. And you could see the boats, and it was great. And then, oh gosh, I don't remember when. 2008 maybe? I don't remember. Anyway, they put up that brand new building over there, tore out what was there, and took that great little divey restaurant out. It was such a disappointment because, you know, there are times you just want to go sit, have a beer or two, have some nachos, and kind of enjoy yourself, you know, just a quiet time together. Now, you didn't want to sit inside because there are some hardcore drinkers that frequented the bar. Well, here we are, riding along Puget Sound, Shilshole Bay Marina over there. Not exactly sure what all that noise is. Maybe the train? Oh, well. Okay, and this is Golden Gardens dead ahead, and that street that those two women are walking up used to lead to one of the places that we owned at one time. Across the water through the haze, you can probably make out the Olympic Mountains, and I believe that's Bainbridge Island right across the way there. I think that must be like a summer Spanish school going on there.